I know everybody's kind of been up in arms about the Minnesota daycare fraud, store fraud. I saw there was actually a store fraud today too, where like money was getting moved through and there's no merchandise there. But you've seen the screenshots, and you've seen people asking questions, and instead of answers, all we get is silence, and silence is how corruption survives. Over the past few years, man, we've watched that is the American people have watched scandal after scandal involving taxpayer money, nonprofits, NGOs, so-called community services, daycares, relief programs, emergency funding, hundreds of millions of dollars flowing out the door. And when people ask where it went, they're told to shut up and stop asking questions. We had a whole department, Doge, that just basically vanished out of nowhere. Elon Musk, who was running Doge, came out and said essentially the corruption is so bad in the government that they can't fix it. Minnesota, again, had a massive daycare fraud scandal tied to taxpayer money. And this isn't a conspiracy. They're trying to say it is. This has been documented. And the part that still sticks in people's throat is this, is where are the consequences for this? Where is it at? Now today, there's another situation circling online. A widely followed account, shared information, lives of TikTok, showing a home listed as daycare. Turns out that home is tied to Michael Byrd, involved in one of the most controversial shootings in modern American history. People are reacting because this isn't just some random guy. This isn't a Somali immigrant. This is a man whose actions were protected, defended, and shielded by the federal government. And when people see any possible connection to public money after that, even the appearance of it, we want answers. And when people see any possible connection and you say it, they say you're a conspiracy theorist, right? It's not extremism. It's called accountability. And let me be clear on something. I'm not accusing. I'm just saying what Libs of TikTok has exposed, okay? I'm not declaring guilt. I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury. And I'm damn sure not running a court trial from my truck. But what I am saying is this: when names, public records, and taxpayer-funded systems overlap, the public has a right for transparency. Full stop. We need answers right now. Don't wait. I don't want another distraction. I want to know where our taxpayer money is going. I mean, because you hear online, a lot of people are saying, man, let's quit paying taxes because this is where we're at. Our tax money's being abused. We know that. We're being overtaxed. You're being taxed when you buy something. You're being taxed when you the money you earn. You're being taxed on gas. You're being taxed on your house you already bought and already pay tax on. When you calculate up your taxes, you're really, a lot of people say 30%. Man, it's more like freaking 65% you're being taxed, and that's for the American worker. Okay. Now there's a lot of people abusing the systems, obviously we know, and they're not being taxed, but we are, and it's struggling or making the middle class struggle. It's lowering the middle class. Now you're getting to the point where you have wealthy and then everybody else. That's what we're getting to. And let me just talk about the part that nobody's allowed to talk about, man. Ashley Babbitt was shot by Michael Byrd, okay? And Michael Byrd is the guy tied to this home, his home, and his wife is supposedly running a federally funded daycare. Ashley Babbitt was a veteran. She served her country. She was unarmed, okay? And you can disagree with why she was there. You can condemn whatever you want to, but none of that erases the fact that she was shot and killed unarmed, and the system immediately closed ranks. No trial, no charges, no courtroom scrutiny. And we noticed. Because if that had happened under any other circumstances, with different people, the media cycle would be endless. You would still be hearing about it to this day and time. The double standard is what fuels distrust. And this is the reality no one wants to say out loud, is in this country, justice depends heavily on who you are, who you work for, and who's protecting you. Let that sink in. If you're connected to power, the system moves slow or not at all. We've seen that. We saw that with Hunter. We see that continuously happening. Right now, currently, things are being redacted, suppressed. You can't talk about it. Now, if you're a regular citizen, the system moves fast and hard. It's comical to me that most Americans forget that 2020, the biggest, I mean, if that's not constantly in your mind, people have moved on. They've got their Netflix, their Slurpees, and they moved on from it. Just one instance, Jonathan Pentland, drill sergeant stationed at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, had a guy who apparently had a criminal record out there and touched a young girl in the neighborhood. He comes outside, tells the guy he doesn't belong here. That was on CNN, every mainstream media, pushing propaganda. This guy's a racist. He never said anything racist. There was a guy that did not live in this community that pushed, and just because they were different pigmentation, it was around the clock news cycles. Everybody forgot about that. That guy went to trial. He lost. He wound up getting a misdemeanor, and he was removed from his post and moved somewhere else. So the Army took action as well for something so ridiculous, so ridiculous. But people forget. They had the mind of goldfish. They forget completely. It's why I have this channel, because I remember and I bring these things back up. And this is not how a constitutional republic is supposed to function. Equal protection under law isn't optional. It's the foundation. If that had happened in any other neighborhood and they were shared the same color, it wouldn't even make it to the news. The police wouldn't even have been called. You wouldn't have all the attorneys up on saying this is the most racist thing that's ever happened in this country. And going back to Michael Bird and this Libs of TikTok exposing this, is that people aren't angry because of a post on social media. They're angry because every time something like this comes up, the response is the same: no clarification, no investigation, no official explanation, no transparency. And Americans are done trusting institutions that refuse to explain themselves, period. Doesn't matter what side, what color tie you wear. We're tired of the refusal to explain yourselves. We the people. That means something. If everything is clean, then prove it. If nothing illegal happens, show the paperwork. If there's no public funding, then say it clearly. Sunlight fixes this instantly, like it does most things. Solve it. Show us the proof. We're tired of getting lies, being gaslit about everything. You can't trust anything anymore. Complete. It's us and them. And I'm going to prove that even more tomorrow's video. This isn't about vengeance. It's not about mob justice. It's not about politics even. It's about one simple principle. No one gets a pass. Not cops. We've seen bad cops. We've seen them. Look at all the auditing videos that's coming out, man. I can't even watch them anymore. Not bureaucrats. I don't care what side of the aisle. I don't anymore. I don't. Because to me, it looks like everybody's corrupt. Not federal employees. They don't get a pass. I don't care. I don't care what your GS level is. And definitely not politically protected individuals. If taxpayer money is involved, investigate it. If a system was abused, prosecute it. If nothing happened, prove it and move on. We'll take it. But we get more questions and being told we're conspiracy theorists or we're you're this or that. Just prove it. That's how you restore the trust. Trust is completely gone within this country with the government. No one trusts it anymore. Do you trust the Department of Justice? The bottom line is Americans don't want chaos. They want fairness. They want what the Constitution promised us. They want a system that works the same way for everyone. Not one rule for the protected class and another for the rest of us. And something simple is justice doesn't fear questions. And if someone does, that's exactly why the questions need to be asked. The main thing I want to encourage you is don't forget. Don't forget 2020. Don't forget police officers standing by while businesses were destroyed, when common citizens had to go defend themselves, all the gaslighting by the public, mainstream media to the public, all the gaslighting by health officials, and so on. Don't forget these things. And until you stop forgetting, because if you forget and move on, they won. Don't fall for the new distraction of the week. Don't let it move you on from the files, the redactions. Still ask the questions. That's the main thing. Stay focused, guys. No one's coming to save you. Stay frosty, stay strapped, stay dangerous. Black Scout Survival. Out.